Jeff Howard here at FixMyKite.com, and we always have that question, how do I find a leak, a slow leak in my bladder? And the weird thing about it is it's the most simplest way to try to find it is using the sensitivity of your face. We have had so many people say, I've tried putting this in my swimming pool, trying soapy water, getting it into the bucket. To tell you the truth, that's not the easiest way to find that leak. If you think you found it and you would like to check it, then put it around some water. But in most cases, what you want to do is you want to get the bladder. This is a strut bladder, and it just makes it easy. You can do this on your leading edge as well. I'm going to kind of show you the method. But get it pumped up good and tight, not to where it's expanding and making bubbles out of the bladder, but get it as tight as you possibly can. Now the easiest way to find that is the sensitivity of your face. So what you want to do is keep a good rhythm so you know that you're searching the whole bladder. Use the seams to decide on what side you are. So if you're looking down a leading edge and you're trying to find a real small pin leak in there that's just really slow, what you want to do is you want to get your hands and you're going to roll the bladder. What you want to do is you want to kind of hold your breath so you're not breathing out a little bit. And seriously, this is how you do it. But you can't do it a lot on the outside. You want to do this kind of in an inside area, pump it up in the garage or the house, and sit there and roll it and move it along your face. And this is how I find almost every single little pinhole in a bladder. Work your way from one end to the other and really just take your time. When you get down to the end, it can be around these creases. Now, to find leaks, I can tell you, the older the kite is, what actually happens is you will get sand in that bladder, no matter what. Sand in a bladder is the problem. Why? Is when you roll up that kite, those little pieces of sand inside of there, when you push them together against the surfaces, is where you're going to get those slow leaks. So you're wondering how you got them? That's probably the case. So getting the sand out of there, it's really hard to get it out. What you should do though is don't pack your kite really, really tight if you know you have sand in there. Sand will enter when it's sitting around with the valves open and you're hanging out and it just gets in there, as well as having sand in your pump. So you'll get those little sand granules, and I've literally seen someone where they just stepped on the kite itself and those little sand was inside of there and it had a pattern of the shoe. So when you're looking for those little tiny pinholes, use your face, not the soapy water or a swimming pool. It would be like wrestling an octopus in there or something. It's pretty funny to see. But what you want to do is use your face to sit and find those little tiny little pinholes and take your time. Again, you hold your breath, work your way down, switch sides, and go to the other one. That's how you're going to find those little tiny pinholes. And I have found many of them that way, and somebody could not believe it. Now, once you find it, a little tiny pinhole, we have little kits. They're called the FixMyKite.com Emergency Repair Kit. This has a bunch of little different patches of terate in here in different sizes to fix different holes, probably up to about a ½ inch, which in most cases, anything in a tear of the casing, you need to get that fixed. Anything over a ½ inch, seriously. You can also stick this over that, but when it gets any bigger. But in a bladder, to fix a little pinhole, you can use a small little patch like this. Keep your marker in hand, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to find this little leak in here, and you can feel it as you get your face a little closer to it, and then you start using your tongue to kind of feel that bubble come up. Once you find it, I've got a little pinhole right here, and it is tiny, something from the sand. What I do is quickly circle that area. Something like that. Now, again, make sure to clean this area if it's dirty. If I'm just out and I'm ready to get on the water, I'm going to stick these on. In most cases, this terate will stick no matter what, but when you get it nice and clean, it'll stay there, but it's unbelievable how terate works. So what I'm going to do is just peel off this little patch. I know where my hole is. I can still feel it again on my hand. It's pretty wild, but your face is more sensitive. Once you do it, stick the patch on, give it a good press, voila, you're ready to rock again. So looking for it is using your face, and you'll be amazed how quick you'll find those little holes. That's Jeff Howard here at FixMyKite.com to get your kite back in the water and get you riding again. Have a great day.